Good evening, Dave Snyder here. It is the sixth evening of October 2015. Okay, so this is my video, and what I'm gonna do. I've decided I'm just gonna go through like all my, not maybe not all, but a lot of my older videos, and I'm gonna like get the information out of them and just redo them or something. I don't know, make them better, because the information is just kind of, I just kind of threw things out there. I still kind of do that, but anyways, what we have here is very important that I'm going to show you right now, today. Very important. It has been important, and I don't know why we didn't, or maybe somebody else did, but I didn't really. I put it together a few times in my head, a few times that every time I would hear the word Moscocviense, and I would relate it to Moscow because I know they're both important. I know Moscow is an important place, and I know that Moscovians must go with it, and I've thought that a few times in the past. And that the other day when the weather came up over Europe of the Eye of Horse and the Cobra, the next day I put up Moscovians over in Moscow, and one thing led to another, and another, and another, and another, and it's all over the place. All the weather patterns up there show Moscovians all over the place, really well too. And like this one here, let me just turn this off. This, even though I did this one before this picture, this is Mare Moscocviense on the moon, right? And it's flipped backwards. You have to flip it backwards. And I know that I always said that the borders here were Schrodinger, and I still believe that Schrodinger hits there too. I think that they're from. Look, you can see that this is kind of far north, so it's really a difficult image to work with because I have to pull this picture up north. You see how this picture is like getting all twisted and out of shape and stuff. But anyways, it's still, you can still see that it's backwards, and it's overlaid over Russia, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, right? And it's I actually had a little bit different alignment the other day than this, but this is pretty good because when you turn on the borders, you can see pretty well. The whole thing fit pretty good. You can see actually it points out the actual crater shape in Europe, which you don't. I don't think anybody notices that shape. When you take out the crater, you don't even notice that really. See that? You don't even notice that. It doesn't look like a crater at all. But you put this on there, and you can start to see the shape of the outside. That's definitely something there. And you zoom in like this. Watch. Oh, look at that. See all those little purple craters or borders? How they fill that in right there. Look at that. Oh, nice. Isn't that something? So, anyways, there's Moscow, and this is Mare Moscocviense. And I don't know why we didn't put them together a lot sooner, but we finally got around to doing it, and here we go. And if you've been seeing the things that I've been sharing the last few days of the Norway geology and the Swedish geology, and those two women that found all the gold in Sweden and all that crazy stuff. And I've just been sharing that stuff, and I want people to just to pay attention to look at the rocks. Look at the rocks in this area. I mean, this place is nothing but a solid piece of rock, with trees growing out of some areas from the sediments that settled in those little valleys or whatever. But I mean, it's mostly rock. I mean, it's just incredible. Just incredible. There you go. That points that out pretty good. And I'm not saying this is a perfect alignment right here, even though a lot of things fit very well. It's not perfect, I'm sure, but it fits there pretty good. See, the thing is, I had a different. I just did this yesterday, but for like 2 days I was contemplating over this other alignment that I had, and it's a good thing that I didn't really stay focused on that. But it fits there where I had it too. But you could, like I'm going to show you right now with this weather pattern right here. This weather pattern you can see. Turn borders off. This weather pattern you can see is there's the Sahara. You can see there's Italy right in here, right? I think it's Italy right there. Okay, so check this out. When I bring up this picture with this weather picture that was here, I put it up before I put this picture up actually. So here you go. Anyways, check it out. Now look here. See the shape right here? See this? And I didn't even notice any of these things until just now, just before I started the video. I was like, wow, look at that. There's that right there. Now watch this. This right here. Back it off a little bit. Oh wow, that's right in place too. And then you go through the whole thing and everything is just like that. Except for this. This is off just a little bit. You see that little clear watch. You can see it back there that there's this a round crater shape there in the cloud. And that's what is right below, or that would probably be this. That's as far off as I can see it being. But that's definitely there. See if I moved it up a little bit, it would fit right. I mean, it's perfect right now. I'm not even going to touch it. Not even. It's good. And you can see that lined up pretty good. That oval shape with that, and that's definitely there. Something right there. And you can see the lines and everything there. That's good. I mean, you see, I figured out why they changed the weather to have the white. See this white, because this white takes away the defined edge. Look at how it's right on. How it takes away the defined edge of the crater, of what that crater would leave. See that? It's all that shit is white around the edges. It seems like, most of it seems like they put the white there. It's totally throws you off big time. That white shit it does not, it takes away the detailed edge of the picture of the overlay, which would show that if the white wasn't there, it would have like a detailed edge, a sharp edge that would fit right. It would look exactly like it does right here. It would look exactly like that, because it used to look like exactly like that, but they slowly degraded the weather because of things that this people doing this right here. That's why they have the great weather satellite images, I'm sure, but yeah, we don't. So anyways, there's that weather pattern definitely goes with it. You can see how it does this little thing here, and it got the round. It's totally there. And you'll see this weather pattern. This is an important spot on the moon, and this is on the back side of the moon, people. You got to start taking this a little bit more serious, I think. That's my whole thing, is people don't seem to take it serious. I mean, I might just be throwing shit out there, but this stuff is like, wow, important. And maybe it's just because everybody already knows. I think that's what it is. And I don't know why they think that this Jesus Christ thing is the best route to go with this story. I mean, to change it all into that, it just blows my mind how people. Where do they get the idea that this is the best way to go? Because did it work in the past with the Jews and all that or something? I don't understand. Tell me, please. I'd like to know. Because I think people are nuts. It's like they turned it into God, Jesus, and all this kind of crap. Hey, it's the moon, it's the earth. They hit each other and things die and things come back and whatever. Kills dinosaurs and all that shit. So, I mean, let's just call it what it is. It's just I'm tired of that little, confusion game. It just bugs me. It really does. It's immature, and I don't see the point in it. I really don't. I don't see the point in it. Do not. If somebody would explain to me without all the religious mumbo jumbo what the point is of this keeping this system going after all these years, that for some reason I would like to hear that. Really, I don't think you're gonna have a good enough one for me though. But you could try. You could try. I'd really appreciate it. So there you go, Moscocviense, right there, over Moscow, right there. Boom. Somewhere in there in Moscow. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying this is perfectly aligned just like this, but it does fit the borders very well. Like this. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a big donut with one side, a big bite taken out of this side or something. See, that's what the impact looks like. People see this center thing, or actually they don't see this. This is what Google Moon shows. It's just this center part of it. It doesn't show any of the outside in detail whatsoever. It just shows, and it doesn't even show the inside in detail. But it does show the inside part of this crater, and that's about it. But this part, with it like this, you can see exactly where it shapes. They shape each other. It finishes out what is left off from the borders. When you turn the borders on, you can see it finishes it off. It confirms it. And then the geology absolutely confirms it. The rock, the different types of rock, the marble, the granite, all those things that you, wherever you see those kinds of things in the rock on the earth, that's because the moon left it there. Okay, Yosemite, obviously, the moon fragments left there or something. I don't know. It's just the moon and the earth mixed together to make granite or something. I don't know, but it's definitely not a common thing to make granite. If it's a volcano, it makes basalt or lava or whatever. It doesn't make granite. It's just odd to have marble and granite in certain areas. You know what I mean? I mean the conditions are. It has something to do with the moon. 100% crystals, all that stuff. All the anti crystals and gems and diamonds, and they say the diamonds have to be formed under high pressure and heat with carbon or something. So there's your high pressure. There's your heat. I'm sure plenty of carbon to go around. So, anyways, there you go. There's another one. But like I showed you, it'll fit here, and then we got it down here. Where it was over here, over this area too. In the weather, it was. That's in the weather, I should say. It showed that little spot there. So this could be moved down. So there's a hot spot on the Earth, shaped like this, and it was caused by the moon. And continents drift over the top of it and leave this print in the continents along the way. So it'll be here. It'll be here. It'll be over. It's over the. You can put it over this spot too. The Himalayas and the Tibetan Plateau. You can put it there. It'll fit here too. And you can just all these continents drifted over that hot spot, and that's what creates the continents. Is these volcanic eruptions like this that are like on the Earth, all over. Probably the most active one is right here, right now. But we know that Siberian traps and Siberia was active. They say 250 million years ago. Who knows when it was? I don't know. You can't really tell. No one was around. No one, punched a date on it or nothing. They didn't know how to keep a date back then, probably. But anyways, there you go. That's my video, and I'm just gonna go through my other videos. I'm just gonna like redo the good ones I think, and use, eventually. I'm just gonna take a break. That's a good one for you Europeans. All important. Eye of Horus, everything. Have a good weekend, or a good night, a good day, whatever you're in, wherever you're at. Enjoy.